Hey there everyone, it's Tuesday the 2nd of April and yesterday was Easter Monday. Now this project got a little out of hand and bigger than I thought it would be, but it is worth it. It is worth the wait, and I think it's probably my best to date. Now, it started off very kind of ho-hum for me. I didn't really like the pastel colours. It's very spring-like, which it isn't in Australia, it's autumn, and it was just something that evolved, and I really love the way it came out. So let's not keep you waiting, let's get into it on this amazing turning out project. Hey everyone, so I've got an array of things to do and add to my little scape. So let's put this aside and we're going to start on the table, and mainly I'm going to paint it orange and green with some extra colours to do some dry brushing. And let's get that started and then we can do the details. I've got some grass here that's going to do the surroundings, including the walls. I'm just going to do all of them with this fake artificial grass. Alrighty, let's get started. So what I'm going to do first is just sand the table and the baskets, and this is just so that the paint has more of a surface to adhere to. This is especially important for the plastic baskets because although the paints will soak into the wood quite okay, the baskets are plastic and that will make it a much slipperier, a harder surface for the paint to stick to. Hey there, so now we're going to paint the baskets and the table. So I'm going to do orange legs, green top, and the baskets I'm going to do blue and pink. Let's get started. Now, as I mentioned, the top is going to be green. So when I put it in here, and you can see it's getting soaked in very, very quickly. And I really quite like that. When I've gone to do the orange on the bottom, it's been soaked in, but I don't think it's really been soaked in as well, and I really don't like how the wood underneath it is showing. So in order to combat that, I'm going to use acrylic gesso. Now acrylic gesso is like a primer. It actually it's white, and what it actually does is it creates a texture that paint is going to stick to. So that adds it to it well, while giving a base coat, and white is a very normal base coat because you can add all sorts of colours to it. And as you see, I've gone ahead and started painting it all white. I'm going to do this for the table and the baskets, and then we'll come back and add the colour. Let's get going. So now that I have primed my table and my baskets with gesso, let's get the colour back on there. Let's get the green on the top and the orange on the bottom. It's going on really super nicely, so I'm pretty happy with where we're going. I am sort of thinking at this stage how deep I'm going to make this green. You know, what I want to look. Do I want it shabby chic? I've kind of decided that I will dry brush it, and that means adding a colour. And my first thought is to go to a paler colour, and that's where you get that really chic furniture that has that whitewash on it. Now, I actually am not a big fan of that. I love my wood colours. However, this was kind of where my mind was going with Easter and all of these kind of pastel-y colours and prettiness, if you say, which really kind of, while I like it, it's not the be all and end all for me. So let's skip ahead to where I've painted the green and painting the orange, and what we're going to do next. Hey there, so let's try some dry brushing. To do dry brushing, what I'll do is I'll put a little bit in here, just a little bit, And what we want to do is we want to get some paper towel and sort of get rid of a bit of the excess of that, and then you can just go and you see that it actually sort of gives the colour, but you can still see the colour underneath it. So what I might do is continue that. Let's turn the light on. Oh, the light's not working. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, now we don't have a light. And you just do some of the dry brushing. So I've chosen this. What colour is it? Walnut cream. Oh, I like the sound of that one. And you see how it picks up the edges really well. And you can just do it. I mean, it does look nice. Oh, the orange isn't fixed yet. Oops. All right, oops. Doing well, Joanna. Alrighty. And we want to do top, and there you go. You still got the green, but it kind of looks a little bit, for a better word, dirty. I'm going to do that for the walnut. Oh, I've got some orange on there, damn it. I'm going to do that for the green. Not going to worry too much yet about the underneath, and I think that looks pretty for now. Alrighty, so I'm going to start with this blue, which is Lagoon Breeze, for the baskets, and I'm going to do both of them just because I don't want to do pink and teal, and I'll try and on this white, because I put it with gesso. Gesso is like a primer, and it just creates a rough surface so acrylic can stick to it. And what we're going to do is, as you can see, some of the white's coming through. Which I don't quite mind, because that way it's not dark, and which kind of keeps light for Easter. So I'm just going to paint it, and the paint does stick a little bit better to gesso than it does to plastic in this situation. Well, it's not pastel, but it is a light blue, which I'm not hating on. I thought it would be a little bit darker because you can see how dark the blue is. But let's keep at it. Someone outside freaking me out, buddy. Unless it's my painting the reflection of the window, probably that. So let's keep at it and go from there. Alrighty, what do we keep trying? And I'll just finish this off, and I'll paint the other basket, and I'll get back to you. Alrighty, so this is what I've ended up with, and I quite like this, even though it's so not my style, and it looks a bit ugly underneath, so I might fix that up. Here are the baskets. You can still see some of the white coming through, so I might do a brush of this Pink Ballet. Oh, I wasn't going to do pink. Yeah, let's do some sort of deep blue sea, and let's go ahead and do some dry brushing. Alrighty. I'll need to get some black paint for that, but I'll do the Pink Ballet. Oh, of course it doesn't have its lid on. Hold on a tick, and I will get prepared. I'll get the black one, and I will get the... Oh, that came off really easy. Alrighty, well, since that came off easy, I'll do this one first. I'm just going to move the camera around just a little bit closer. There we go. So I don't, because I tend to, when it's far away, work at only the bottom. So as you can see, I just put it on the brush, but get rid of a lot of it. And just put it there. So you still want the blue to come through, but the pink is actually having a good look at it. Actually, that looks 10 times better. Dry brushing works, buddies, but sometimes I don't like, I suppose it's just realistic with light fraction and everything like that, but I don't always like it. But anyway, that's it. I'm not going to worry too much about the insides or the handles, because I've got the look I want to on the outside. All right, so that one's there to dry. Oh, looks 10 times better. Look at the difference between the two. You always tend to want darker on the bottom and lighter on the top. Oops, one colour. Oh, that was a bit light. See how the difference is? So if I get a bit of paper towel and just sort of wipe it off, that's another method. That kind of makes it go into the grooves and then the blue on the top. But as you can see here, it was blue in the grooves and pink on the top. So I'll go ahead and finish that off and then we'll come back. Alrighty, so I have been harping on about not loving the Easter colours of the pastels and perkiness, and so I decided to do something different, and I dirtied up the table, as you can see, with its browns and the baskets, and I'm loving this look a little bit more. Let me know if you like this look better in the comments. But I'm going to kind of create a scene, but it's not going to be a perfect scene. It's going to be dirty, it's going to be just haphazard, weird, different, I don't know, whatever you would like to call it. It's not going to be perky. That's the only way I can describe it. Alrighty, so I have I've cut out a little bit of grass. Now I'm going to, of course, have this as a scene, and I'm going to be putting this on there and sort of having a backdrop. I'm going to be making the frame at the back, and just so that I can have a scene, and of course, dirtying up the grass. We want it to be as dystopian, abandoned, maybe an abandoned Easter scene. I like the sound of that. Alrighty, let's get a little bit further ahead and I'll clean up, I'll make the frame, and I'm just going to make it out of these wood bits. They're soft woods. I think they must be balsa or a softwood, and we'll go from there. Beautiful. Probably going to be using a lot of brown dry brushing for this, but I'm here for it today. Not that I want Easter to be bad, just don't want it to be perky. Let's get going. I just wanted to show you, I've sort of painted, dry brushed this side brown, and this one is a usually be, and you can see that this looks much more realistic, a lot less shiny, and I like that better. All right, let's continue on the whole thing because we don't want any of it shiny or perky. Pretty. Let's go with pretty instead of perky. There you go. So I had then hot glue and weld bond, which I love for long-term purposes. I'll put it down on the back, so therefore we can do that. I might shorten it a little bit, it's a bit too long, but get in your little scene, your little Easter scene. Alrighty, so I've got some of the green kind of stuffing, and I have put it in some brown, watered down brown paint, and just mixed it in. So it does, if you have a real look at it, you can see little brown bits on it. And so that will go into my basket. Now I've decided that this is kind of an Easter scene at a theme park or a park somewhere, and just due to the elements and being used and everything, it's gotten really dirty, and dirt as in dirt, sod dirt, not dirt as in sexy saucy dirt. And mainly that's kind of what I'm aiming for today. So we want something, you know, get pictures of things that are pretty and new, but in this case, not going to happen. Now, as you can see, I've got my two little baskets with everything dirty in it, but what's going to come and happen is I'm going to use the cardinal birds from Miniverse in their lifestyle series, and I'm going to have a birdhouse in the scene. I think that would look really cute, and I promised some chocolates too, so we've got to have chocolates that fill up the basket, but I really want to do this bird scene. So I'm going to go ahead and construct this. Now let me see if I can find the instructions. And again, look how plastic it all is. So what I'm going to do is get some of my trusty sandpaper. I'll sand it down so that we can add some grime and dirt to it and stop it looking so new. Ah, I really love this idea now. All right, let's see how we go. Mainly I'm having trouble of these bits fitting in the end bit here, so what I'm actually doing is cutting off the end bits just so that it's got, and I can glue them in so that they fit in much easier. So let me go ahead and do that and sand it, and we'll go from there. You'll see I've got a mixture here. This has actually got Weld Bond, brown paint and water in it. And so what I'm going to do is just, after I sand it, just go like that. And you can see the wooden pattern in it. And then I will grab some paper towel and I will actually kind of wipe it off, and you'll see that it will dirty up the actual plastic. So mainly what I'll be doing though is sanding it a little bit first, just so that it does stick properly. But I'll do that to all the pieces just to grime it up. All right, let me go ahead and I'll be back. So welcome back. I've started dirtying things up. I found these old bunnies that I really would never have known what to do with them. So they'll be great for the scene. I've got some Miniverse Easter eggs here, and I've just put them in a container of, I made a container of the mixture that I've got, which is the Weld Bond, the brown paint and the water. It's about 1:1, and you can see that it's a little bit thicker, and I'm just twirling it around. Oh no, I lost one. Put it back in there, twirling it around, and then I'm going to put it out onto here because I want it to dry a little bit, but you can see that it's got some little bits of spots and everything in there, so I want to be able to get rid of that as well. I found this bit here, which was just something that I would imagine that I would see. Some plastic bit of food, some balloons that is absorbing the brown paint. I found these because I'll put the trees in those, and this is a display bit from Miniverse as well, and some old frames, which I was either going to use for doilies or some decoration. Yesterday you saw these. I'm going to get some, I have some green diorama materials which I'll put on the stems, and in one of these blue baskets, and this as well, which is just going to be a eggless branch. So, and I'm thinking I will put a nest in here. And because the little cardinal has decided he would like a branch rather than the birdhouse. So let's continue on it. I haven't gotten to the food yet, but I'm still enjoying this bit. The food, we'll see how we go, because yeah, I'll make it dirty because it'll probably, well, it's Miniverse stuff, so it's plastic stuff, so we'll have a look at it. All right, let's continue. I've put some white glue on here, and I'm just going to, I'm going to do it over here so that I can clean up a little bit better, and just sort of tipping it on there. See if this is going to be successful or not. And ratio of on the stem versus on the mat is a little bit different, so I might have to go and manually put it in the tree branch. I want them where there's sticking out bits to be quite significant. And I did use tacky glue, and I got this one from the supermarket, but it's mainly just not being quick enough. I wonder if, let's have a look at the Weld Bond, or do I just have to leave it for a few moments so it sticks up, because it's the air itself that makes it sticky. I reckon that's going to be the case. I don't want any on the actual eggs. I had to really change the video here because I spent so many minutes trying to put glue on, put the foliage on, and it just was not sticking. The stems were just way too slippery and the glue was not catching the foliage. So let's just cut to the end where I give up a little bit and go from there. Found this little pot that I've got, and I am going to have it as a hanging from the tree, but it's not going to work well. But I might want to use this twine for something else. All right, I'm going to shorten this, paint the pot, and we'll go from there. So in order for these to have some weight in it so that it can hold my branches, I'm going to put some polymer clay, and I've just got some brown stuff, but I can always paint it. I'm going to press it into the bowls, and then hopefully I can get it out so that I can then bake it. And then what I will do is I will actually glue it back in. So hopefully I can, yeah, well, that obviously didn't work amazing, but I reckon it will work. There we go. And that will just add some weight to the bowls so they are less likely to tip over. Probably should use a different colour. You can see I've got the paint here on this one, and the wood's going to soak it in quite well, so that's going to be good. It's the plastic that's generally the hardest, and you can see that I'm actually wiping a lot of this off, so I might have to redo it after doing this. Let's get this in the oven and move on. So I've got some of my flowers here. I'm going to put it in here, add some of my mixture or just watered down brown paint, swirl them around so I can add them to bits and pieces around the scenery. Let's get going. Alrighty, so I have baked my I have baked my clay, put it in the pot, and I've put this, and you can see the leaves. I'm going to have to use UV resin, which is my baby that cures fast, and that's what I did to make it stand up in the pot. I still think it's going to topple over, so I will need to kind of sort that out. But I've put some brown of my paint mixture on here, and what I'm actually going to do, haven't learned, is this is some dried coffee grounds, and I'm going to put them in on here. So I'm going to use my brush, and of course that's not going to, oh yep, and I actually am going to just use the brush to scatter, and I don't know if you can see this very well, and just put the coffee grounds on there, and that way it will just look a little bit better than if I was to just leave it as clay. Sort of being counteractive, I'm cleaning my brush while then using more. Alright, I'm going to leave that to dry over in the corner, and then I'm going to get my next plant sorted. Now, you saw me tip the flowers in and do this, and they've sort of curled up, but I don't mind that because that makes it look like eggs. So, bit of a mistake win on that one. Let's clean up a little bit and keep going. Okay, so the only way I could really get it to stay is I clumped it up in resin and then resined it to the branch. It's because this plastic is just so slippery, all the glue and everything's not going to adhere to it. But the problem I've got now is you can actually see the resin. So I definitely am going to put my mixture in here and just try and hide it with a little bit of the acrylic paint that I had. We'll see how that goes. It does look a bit acrylic painty now, but that's about the best I'm going to do. And then I'm going to add my bird's nest in here with my cardinal, and we'll go from there. We don't really have cardinals in Australia, but we'll just pretend it is something native to Australia. Hey there, well, I've got my little scene and he's standing up, so I'm quite okay. I've put some resin down and I'm just going to resin in my pot so that it stands up. I'm going to have to put something in front of it just to secure it, and I think one of my little bunnies would be perfect for that. And then I have gone ahead and with my little cardinal, he's kind of falling out of his nest a little bit, so we might have to fix him up a bit. But I've got some more resin on that side, and I'm just going to put him in there. Oh no, don't fall. I don't know if you can see it. He's falling. So I'm going to fix up that a little bit. There you go, go back up there. It's looking a bit green upon green, but I think that was meant to be the leaf that was left, although it might be very good to kind of add colour by putting these on once they dry. Oh, my little basket's fallen over. The other thing is I could probably put these on. So what I want to do next is I've got my table, and I'm kind of was thinking of just having the table straight across, but I think I'll have to put it like that. Yeah, I quite like that in order to fit on the scene. And that way we can have things there as well. So I'll go ahead and glue that one down, and I'll come back before we glue anything else. So I finished off my little my little birdhouse, and I've added some of the Miniverse eggs in there, and I'm going to paint them. I'm going to connect it up here above the table, maybe to the side a bit so it doesn't look so weird, and let's see how that works. Alrighty, so here we go. I've sort of got him all a bit glued down. I'm going to cover up the holes up here. Let's skip ahead to the next stage. Hey there everyone, so this is where I'm at the moment. I'm just working out the table and things that will go on the ground. I have a chocolate bunny here and I've got to figure out a way to individualize him without taking him out of his basket or bucket. I don't know what you call box, bucket. I think I'm getting a little bit high on the resin and the paint fumes. I'm also losing my mind. But of those little photo frames, I've put some eggs in there, so they'll go up on the back. I better wash that off. I have sort of put some brown on the flowers. I've painted these that we saw from yesterday, and I've got to get the paint out of the holes, which I'll get my needle tool and do in a second. And of our little structure here, everything is pretty much glued on at the moment to the way I wanted it. I put some more brown there. I've fixed up the nest and nothing's really moving. So we're very, very lucky. I'll put him in frame there. So we're getting there and we're getting things done. And I've got to start on the chocolates because the decorations are going to make it pretty full. And I've browned some little stands. So we're starting to put things together. So it's getting a bit of an exciting stage. Alrighty. Hey there everyone, I've had a break, I've had dinner with my mates and back into it. So I found something to do with these little wooden eggs. I've painted them and put some of the flowers. I really do like how they look. I don't know where and how I'll include them, but they're ready to go when I am ready to use them. So I'll put them to side at the moment. Let's get on to the snacks for my table. So part of Miniverse is a bunch of these macaroons. So I'm going to use them. I'll construct them first before I put the dirt on them. I'm going to use this cream cheese that came with the frosting for the carrot cakes. As you can see, it is pretty white, so I'm going to get some pastels and add a little bit of a butter colour so that we can make it. I really think that a really pale version of this colour will work. I've also got some sugar cookies that I want to do, and of course some carrot cakes. So they're the foods that I'm going to do. I've got some little carrot ears. I've got some carrots and some bunny ears here, and I have some carrot. I just lost him. I had some carrots from a Row Life kit, but I've got some other ingredients. So let's go ahead and see what different types of things we can do. Alrighty, hopefully you can see that it's not white. I did include some orange or cream pastel, and I've got my little ones here, and I've got a variety of colours. So I'm just going to UV light them and decorate them. So let's have some fun and get to it. Hey there, well I've gone ahead and I'm just trying to move them all up and done a whole bunch of different type of toppings, and as you can see they're all pristine. So I'm going to cure them first, then add the brown wash and arrange on our little table. So I'll go ahead and cure. And I won't make you wait through all of this. So here I am, all dirtied up, and I have turned our little creations into dirty creations. So much more so than the other ones. I had a new batch of paint, Weld Bond and water, and it was a bit more sticky, but I'll continue to try and see how we go, and once these are dry we'll make our table. Alrighty, so I don't think I'm going to get it done tonight. I have to let these dry and I have to let some of the glue dry, so we'll pick it up tomorrow and we'll do the final step, but we're getting there. Alright, so this is part 2 and the final should be done tomorrow. Look, I've got so much to do. I'm really happy with how things are going about, and you can't even see these little pretties. So much to do, so much done. I'm really, really impressed. Alright, see you all tomorrow. Hey there. Well, we're the next day and we're pretty much there. We've got our food, although interestingly enough, the cupcake little bottoms didn't grab the paint mixture very well, but that's okay, we will survive. So it really all is about putting my little scene together. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to fit so much of this stuff onto it. I put some flowers on the roof because that's what I had left over. I don't think I've got any flowers left. So let's just get started. I did finish off this little guy, which was the paper flowers. Oh, there goes an egg, which was the paper flowers, and I hot glue gunned it into this little guy, and so he looks pretty cool. It looks like an egg slash flower pot, so we'll see how we go. I might try and cover up some of that hot glue with I won't use coffee grounds this time, but I've got some of the moss and leaves, so I might do it there. Alrighty, let's get started. Where's the other one gone? There it is. I don't know, does that look alright? Doesn't look too bad. Alrighty, let's concentrate on these baskets. Where did my other egg go? Always slacking off. So I'm going to put some glue in there. And where did the other egg go? Oh, here he is, right underneath here. So that one goes in like that. This one over here. And this one here. Oh, no, I think I had it wrong because I wanted the blue one in first. So I'll put him there, put the blue one there, and the lighter pink one there. There we go. So there's that one egg basket. And then this one, I'm going to put some more in there. However, I'm going to glue it down as per that. So, it's nothing worse than taking forever to come out glue. And there we go. And this one is going to be right there. Oop. So you can still see the bunny. I have these guys left to do. And pink bunny, well, he's not looking very healthy at all. He looks very, to say this one. We might put him in the back of the leg. So let's just use what glue I've got there. And put him, I got him in there. He's right on the back of the leg, so you can't probably see that. See him there? And then I want some of the remainder of the eggs to come around. Oh, there's an egg there. I want an egg just on the inside of this leg, which probably won't hold because I might need the glue gun for this. Just because of the angle I'm showing it. Oh, it's holding there a little bit. Oh. I decided to take the Chocky Bunny out of here, and I'm just trying to dirty up the inside of it. So the outside does really well, the inside's not doing well at all. But I also want to bend and sort of wreck the box a little bit, just to, not only a little bit. There you go. Just so I can put it down here. And while we watch me wrestle with the chocolate bunny and the hot glue gun, I just wanted to say that the next step is actually taking the macaroons and the cupcakes and the cookies and putting them on the table, making sure that I like the positioning of everything before we glue it down. But I am pretty excited to start gluing. Hey there everyone, you can't quite see it, so I'll take a photo, but I've positioned everything in here, and it turns out I have a square here and I want to reposition this egg up here because it's encroaching on our little birdie too much. But I have this one here and I'm going to change it for this one here. It's just a plastic plate I got off Temu, or one of those, and I didn't see that I had one there. And what I'm going to do is just put something a little bit there just to do it. So I will go ahead and sand it and paint it and come back to you. Okay, what I might do here is I'm going to just grab a whole bunch of other bits and pieces just to brown them. While this is very, very full, I do want to make sure everything is done and just overdo it. God, I really am overdoing it. But let's just keep it to 1 cup at the moment. Just add more and more. I've got these strawberries here and they're not grabbing onto the paint that well, but I will leave them and touch them up if need be. Alrighty. Let's see how we go. While this is drying, I'm going to hot glue gun down this stuff because it's going to take too long with the weld bond. Yeah, I'm on my way cleaning up and I do have this bunny which I really wanted to include. So I got some of my pen paints and I've put some pink. It's a bit pinker. I think it would have been better as a lighter pink. Voiceover Joe here again, just to let you know that this little bunny has been put into the final scene, so let's check it out. Hey everyone, so trying to be a little bit professional with this, but I have finished. And I have my egg in the top right hand corner, my cardinal with 3 of his little eggs and nest, some Easter eggs in the birdhouse, my wooden eggs with some flowers, the branch of the other eggs, so many eggs. Then we have the edibles, I guess you would call them to say, but your cupcakes, your cookies and your macaroons. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the background. A basket, all looking so dirty. Oh, there's a little bunny there with some of the balloons. Another Easter egg basket and some Easter eggs following around that. Another lot of macaroons, cookies, so many of them. It really is overdone and looking absolutely amazing. We have the Chocky bunny wrapper. We have our little egg plant tree thing. You can see at the bottom there is one little flower that's still open. We have the Easter bunny and with his little pink ears, which I absolutely love it, and some dirty strawberries, and another Easter egg Easter bunny and things. It is looking pretty amazing, if I do so say myself.